And we draw another. Can you believe it, you guys? Woof. We do have Trample and the ability to bounce something, so let's go in. And I believe that's going to be game next turn. Or right now he has no blocks, so that is the power. Hey everybody, welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today we are taking a sidestep away from our MTG free-to-play beginner guide content, which was a series of decks that consisted of 1 mythic rare, 6 rares. So if you're interested in any beginner content, definitely check out that playlist. There's a link down below in the description. But we did have a request for a not so budget deck, in which case we hit the deck builder and we came up with some original content for you guys. I'm calling this 39 Thieves, and this is a rogue-based deck. I'm seeing a lot of really good rogues in the game, and I don't think anyone's really repping them. I can't find anyone playing rogues, but I'm hoping to maybe bring some awareness and shed some light on just how powerful they are. So let's take a look at 39 Thieves. To start the deck off, we have 4 Robbers of the Rich. This is a 2-drop, it's a 2/2, it has reach and haste, so base stats, very good. And then whenever Robber of the Rich attacks, if defending player has more cards in their hand than you, exile the top card of their library. During any turn you attacked with a rogue, you may cast that card and you may spend mana as if it were any mana to cast that spell. So it's not just when Robber attacks. When Robber attacks, it's going to exile it, and then once another rogue attacks, those exiled cards are going to become available as well. So we have Brazen Borrower, another rogue. This is a 3-drop. It's a 3/1. It has flash and flying and can block only creatures with flying. So base stats, not so bad. They're pretty good. What really makes this shine, though, is its instant adventure that's tied to it, Petty Theft. Return target non-land permanent to its opponent's, or that an opponent controls, to its owner's hand. So this is really good for bouncing things. It's like a Teferi bounce on turn 2 rather than turn 3. And then if something like Knight of the Ebon Legion gets a lot of counters on it, you can reset that back to the hand as well. You can also bounce things like Fires, Witch's Oven, etc., etc. We have 4 Prison Realms. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls until Prison Realm leaves the battlefield. And then Prison Realm lets you scry 1 when it enters the battlefield as well. We have 4 Citywide Bust. Destroy all creatures with toughness 4 or greater. So none of our creatures have toughness 4 or greater, so this is going to wipe our opponent's field and then leave ours alone. We have 2 Mirrormades. You may have Mirrormade enter the battlefield as a copy of any artifact or enchantment on the battlefield. So we can copy Fires with this, and then we can copy maybe some of our artifacts or enchantments like Chromatic Lantern or Outlaws Merriment. So we have 4 Teferis. So each opponent can only cast, each opponent can only cast instants only time they could cast a sorcery. So no instants, nothing on the stack like that. +1 until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they've had flash. And then -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand and draw a card, which is great. Chromatic Lantern ×2, just to balance things out. Lands you control have tap to add 1 mana of any color, which is pretty groovy. And then you can use this as a mana when it comes in the battlefield. We have 4 Rankle, Master of Pranks. This is a 4-drop, a 3/3 flying haste, so base stats are pretty good again. And then whenever he deals combat damage to a player, choose any number. Each player discards a card, each player loses 1 life and draws a card, and each player sacrifices a creature. So that is very cool. And then we have Outlaws Merriment. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose 1 at random, create a red and white creature token with the following characteristics. A 3/1 with trample and haste, a 2/1 with lifelink and haste, or a 1/2 with haste, and it deals 1 damage to any target when it enters the battlefield, which is a rogue, I will add, the 1/2, which is a lot of fun. And then we also have 2 time wipes. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. And last but not least, Agent of Treachery. This guy is absolutely rude, you guys. When he enters the battlefield, gain control of target permanent. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 3 or more permanents you don't own, draw 3 cards. We only have 2 Treacheries in here, so unless we are time wiping to get 1 back to our hand, or using a Brazen Borrower to get it back to our hand, we're only going to have 2. But those are 6 cards that's going to allow us to bring those back to our hands. Plus Teferi, so actually 10 bounce spells that we could bring Agent of Treachery back to our hands, so that is quite significant. We also have a ton of lands, 2 of all of the rare lands basically, and then 4 swamps, 3 islands, and 2 plains. It's a really good deck. I had a lot of fun with it. Like I said, I think rogues are really undervalued right now. I understand that maybe it's not tier 1 competition, but this is like tier 4, tier 3 original content for you guys. So a lot of fun to play. You could definitely use this in ladder, and your opponents are not going to have it memorized. So it might be a lesser tier in the tournament scene, but because it's not being run in ladder over and over and over and over again, people aren't used to seeing it. They're not sure what you're going to play. Their prioritizing might be a little bit slow, right? Until they learn your deck. So you can catch a lot of people off guard and really make them pay for that. So with that all being said, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We are live every single morning, 6 a.m. PST, 7 a.m. MST, till around 9 or 10 in the morning. So for those of you in the West, you get to wake up, drink your coffee with me, eat some brekkie, and play some Magic. So again, thanks for watching. And I guess one last thing, if you wanted to win up to 500,000 gems, all you have to do is go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and then go to our gem giveaway playlist to familiarize yourself there. So I know I've said thank you a million times, but I'll say it a million more. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate each and one of you. And yeah, I hope you have a great day and enjoy today's content. All right, let's see if we can get up to some trickery for our first match of the day. We did make this deck kind of on the fly, so we're not sure how well it's going to work. But yeah, we're hoping well. We basically put every card that we hated into a deck, and we're going to start from there. Land looks good. We're just searching for that secondary plains. There it is. There it is. We're going to pay life for this, and we're out with our first rogue. We go over for 2. Unfortunately, our opponent has equal number of cards in his hand as in ours. Disinformation campaign will help that right along. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're probably going to drop a Blood Crypt. Continuing to pay life and toss our Teferi out. It's kind of a weird situation, but I'm going to plus him rather than bouncing his disinformation campaign. And then we do scoop a land away. We're going to need either another plains or a mountain. So we did the wrong land exchange there. We should have tossed away the regular swamp. Kept our Blood Crypt because now we're actually unable to cast our Mirrormade next turn. Luckily, we have Rankle as backup, which is great. So let's minus his Thief of Sanity. It's really not the worst. We're in for 5 and we pulled Prison Realm, so that's always pretty groovy. We're gonna leave it. He's got a full hand of cards, so having him discard doesn't really do much for us because we will have to do that as well. And we're able to out-wrestle our opponent despite our bad land toss. Thankfully, we had Rankle there to save us. So I think rogues have been severely underlooked. They do a lot of things. Rankle is a beast, and well, we're gonna toss this, and we'll keep this. Tossing our Agent of Treachery. That's just too far down the line with 2 land. And at least this way we have a play on turn 2. We draw a land, we've got a play on turn 3 if it is an island. No, but that will work as a turn 3 as well. So we've got a Shepherd of the Flock. Interesting. Lucky Clover. Okay, so he's going to value Village. We do sneak our Teferi out, which is great. We're going to minus on his Clover. We get more land, which is what we need. And we're going to get the exile here as well. And we have a Silver Flame Squire. So our opponent definitely playing some adventure. And I think we're able to upset the balance enough on him that it shouldn't matter so much anymore. We can plus here. We're going to bounce that to his hand. And now playing something from his session, I think. Keeping the Robber of the Rich in our hand. We're going to take the damage here. And we're going to play that 3-1. Absolutely beautiful. Plays into his Lucky Clover, that's fine. And some simple double strike. We are in Rankle territory, which I find probably to be best, just as it has flying. And now we can all attack together. He goes to trade on his own character, which is probably the best option. We are all going to discard a card. And we're all going to draw a card as well. We're discarding our other Rankle. That's unneeded to us. We get a land, so at least it's out of the way. Rankle, Master of Pranks, and Robber of the Rich is probably my favorite combo as far as Rakdos value goes.
I'm too old. Time for plans.
So he hits our Teferi up nicely. Taps his creature though, which is, you know, maybe not ideal for him. He gets his Pathfinder in now, and he double adventure. No, he just goes for the creature.
Trust me, I have a plan.
We're all in. We should get 2 draws here. So we could do either one. I'm thinking Silver Flame Squire's on alert. Toss that on one of our robbers. And now he's only getting the kill on one robber, which is great. So look at all of the cards of our opponents that we're being able to use here due to Robber of the Rich. So the things that we do have are very valuable. Obviously him, Rankle is triggering that as well. If they do deal with Robber of the Rich, because he is a grounder, as I like to call him, without flying. So, because once these cards are exiled, whenever we attack with another rogue, they're going to become available to us as well, which is great. I don't think our opponent appreciates the fact that we're playing his own cards against him. Sometimes that's salt in the wounds that it takes. And kind of the rough idea on this deck, I originally, like, okay, Robber of the Rich, Rankle, Master of Pranks, and Agent of Treachery. Those are my go-to, right? You get a 2-drop, you get a 4-drop, you get a 7-drop, they're spread, and then let's put shenanigans in between the drops, right? And then we found Brazen Borrower, another rogue, oh my god. So that's a nuke, that goes in. And yeah, Teferi just was a little bit of icing on the cake. We got a little bit of removal, which we trimmed down as we were making the deck. And yeah, it's to a point where I'm feeling really confident with it. We did get that request for a not-so-budget deck, and this is my take on that as far as an original deck idea goes. Obviously, he could have blocked, but I think he just had enough. Okay, so we've been getting pretty lucky just with Robber of the Rich and Rankle, which is probably what this deck is mostly based around. We haven't gotten a chance to play Agent of Treachery yet. And again, we're going to get right in with Robber of the Rich. Citywide Busts eludes us, so maybe let's mulligan it. And this looks a lot better in all honesty. We have the time wipe. So let's just hold our horses. 1, 2, 3. Let's get rid of Mirrormade. We're going to draw a land, throw out the points, time wipe, and then Rankle. Well, actually, maybe not. Maybe we'll Robber of the Rich, then time wipe, then Rankle. So we've got a nice turn 2, turn 3, skipping turn 4, trying to hit turn 5. We're willing to trade with his Stormfist Crusader because that's a draw engine for him. Normally, he would let it through just because it's such high value to him. The Brazen Borrowers here are really going to help us as long as we can get our Lantern out. Again, he is Menace, so I can't do anything. He's down to 13, 12 here, and we score a Prison Realm, so we've got plenty of removal. Dropping our 4th land. We do need one more land still, but the Prison Realm should squeak us through. Things looking pretty grim for us. Our opponent going very, 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 very wide. Oh, we have access to our time wipe here because Chromatic Lantern, so we absolutely love that. Let's wipe the field there. And basically restart the match, which is ideal for us. We have plenty of removal. Okay, another Stormfist Crusader. That's not too bad. I guess let's just grab that off the field, and then we can play our Robber. The Scry will help us a lot as well. We don't need a land, but it doesn't help, or sorry, it doesn't hurt. But again, the Prison Realm is much higher priority for us. Okay, so we see a Murderous Rider, which is great. A little bit of lifelink. Who doesn't like that, right? We have just unlimited Prison Realms, though, which I really quite enjoy. So let's go ahead and take that again, just for the scry. Let's see what we get here. Another Rankle. We don't really need, but it's just such high value. We're going to toss it. If we had one, we might keep it, but we don't need to keep 2 of them. Cold plays a Murderous Rider. Which is fine. It's too many options at this point, right? Let's just go ahead And we're going to attack, and then we're each going to sacrifice a creature. So it's like we got 3 damage and a removal for 4. That's pretty good value. We'll play Rankle again. I'm suspecting another Murderous Rider, which is very nice. So he nips that in the butt. Takes himself down to 5. We should be able to flash kill him next turn with our Borrowers. Into a Blacklands Paragon. So you'll see how we were able to like kind of withhold on everything this match, and then play that time wipe, and then it basically resets everything. He's lost his ability to go wide, and now he's playing 1 at a time, right? This is the first turn he's played 2 creatures at a time, and we can still just absolutely deal with it.
Right on schedule.
We're gonna plus our Teferi.
This might be a bad idea.
And go ahead and exile this rider. I can stay to the top, and we're actually in a weird position where we have to pray that he doesn't have Embercleave, because if he does, and he equips it main phase, he'll kill us. If he leaves it and tries to equip it with Flash, he'll die. Well, he won't die, but he'll survive. So he's left his main phase, so no Embercleave. And we just get hit normally.
That didn't pan out.
That's not bad. Midnight Reaper, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to plus our Teferi.
I'll protect you.
We'll attack and just allow him to sacrifice it on his own if he wants, because we don't necessarily need the damage here. Right, we're just going to take the trade. He's going to take 1 damage, draw a card, which is great. Now we can end our turn, and we can bounce anything he plays this turn. Right, we can bounce and play our Borrower. Return that to his hand, even though he can play it again. So he tosses out his Knight of the Ebon Legion. And another. So he's got so much aggro, it's not even funny. Let's toss out our Brazen Borrower in rebuttal. We could have waited, because now he gets the ability to make another decision that he wouldn't have normally. If we would have left it, he could have played his Paragon instead. That's pretty cool. We're gonna be weird and bounce his Knight for the draw.
Try this.
And then we're gonna Prison Realm the other. So that's 4 Prison Realms on the field, pretty groovy. And we can use Mirrormade if we need to copy one of them. We can also copy our Outlaws Merriment, which was the main plan behind that. we're just going to pass. And now we're creating 2 creatures every turn. So we're going to outvalue him eventually. We have 1 more Brazen Borrower, which should really help us here. We're going to play it on his turn, obviously. So you see Legion's End. Very groovy. He's taking my life gain away. Cool, cool. Okay, so now that he's paid mana off his knight, we can bounce it. Still taking 3 damage. That's not what we want to do. Alright, so we're going to take out his Paragon. And we draw another. Can you believe it, you guys? Woof! We do have Trample. And the ability to bounce something, so let's go in. And I believe that's going to be game next turn. Or right now he has no blocks. So that is the power of an original non-budget deck. We did wrap up our budget series, so if you are not a Baller Sean caller with infinite rares and wild cards, definitely check out the playlist below. It's in the description and it should be in the comments as well. That's going to send you to our free-to-play guide for beginners series, where we use 1 mythic and 6 rares, so you can check that out. It's a great way to not get burnt out because you're playing the same deck over and over and over. So it's going to allow people to explore different archetypes while kind of continuing to collect and grow a relevant collection, right? So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Today was 4 colored rogues called 39 Thieves. Tribute goes to Aesop Rock for his sick music and inspiration. We're live every single day, 6 a.m. PST, 7 a.m. MST, so that's in the mornings in the West. So make sure to drop into Twitch and check us out there. Again, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And then once you subscribe, go ahead and check out our gem giveaway playlist. We're giving away 500,000 gems, so I'd be honored if you entered in to win some of those. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day.